Minister in the Ministry of Economic Affairs and Investment, Marcia Cattle, is of the view that Barbados cannot delay or postpone investments individuals, businesses and government will need to make to increase resilience against climate change. She made it clear that it's imperative the country prepares for its future. Her comments came during a roundtable organized by the government and the Inter-American Development Bank on resilience, urban rehabilitation and sustainability at the IDB's Welch's Christchurch headquarters.
These investments will save lives and significantly reduce the human and economic costs of natural disaster and climate risks. The future viability, stability, and prosperity of Barbados depends on the choices and decisions that we make today.
And Minister Cattle says the region has been at the forefront of international climate change negotiations.
Advocating for greater urgency in reducing dangerous greenhouse gas emissions in line with the Paris Agreement goal of holding this increase to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Recent evidence suggests to us that the world is losing this battle. At the end of last year, UN Environment released a report that showed that carbon pollution continues to increase at an alarming rate, and that the window for preventing catastrophic climate change is narrowing a lot faster than we previously thought.
Well, government is moving to improve business facilitation, but it can only do this by modernizing and digitizing Barbados. This is according to Minister of Innovation, Science, Technology and Smart Technology, Senator Kay McConney. Speaking during a St. James North branch meeting at the St. Albans Primary School last evening, she referred to the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business report for 2018, which placed Barbados at 129 out of 190 countries. Senator McConney says this means that 67% of the world is ahead of us when it comes to doing business, and this is simply not good enough. She says if Barbados is to be competitive, we must meet consumers where they are, and people are demanding that we do things differently.
When it comes to people now are telling us we want to do business differently. We want it faster, we want it more convenient so I can do it from my living room, bathroom, any part of my house that I want. And you know what? I also want it seamless. I don't want all of these stops and starts and seeing all the things that could go wrong. I want a smooth transaction from start to finish.
And Senator McConney says in order to move to a digital economy, people will need to be trained to perform the various tasks, which means that new jobs will emerge.
We now need a whole caliber of people who are trained in how to analyze data, how to mine data, how to be able to use data. So that is going to be a whole different area. Is that training? That is not only training, it's an additional expertise that doesn't exist within government. We will need people who are able to operate in digital. We may need a chief digital officer. That is not something that exists now within government. So as we seek to future-proof this country, it means that there are going to be new areas, new posts, new jobs that do not currently exist, but will exist simply because of where we're headed as a country.
And time now to take a look at how stocks traded on selected exchanges across our region. In Jamaica, Portland JSX Limited was the volume leader with 3,180,000 units. In Trinidad and Tobago, Ansa Merchant Bank Limited was the volume leader with 49,247 shares changing hands, all for a value of $1,871,436. And there was no activity on the regular market in Barbados today. Minding your business with the kind compliments of the Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union Limited, who remind you to save smart and borrow smarter.
Oh, this is a pretty heavy piece of mahogany that I'm holding in my hand. It's almost been shaved down somewhat so far, but it's all part of leaving a legacy. And that's what's happening here at Skeet and Son Workshop in the Valley St. George, where they make pieces of mahogany like this one and this one, and transform them into this. From restoration to construction, Skeet and Son Workshop is seeking to keep some seldom seen traditions alive and well in Barbados when it comes to building furniture. The heart of the operation is at La Valley St. George, where Grantley Skeet has been able to create some pieces of beauty over the years, from rocking chairs to tables to beds, but often with a flair for the very classic pieces. And while he has now reached the point where he has his own gas-powered wood mill to quickly and easily cut down large old trees into thin slabs of wood, it wasn't always so easy. Grantley talked about his humble beginnings.
I was working then in the Journal Post office, and money then was very small, $104 a month. And at that time, my brother, he was a youngster, 16 years old, working at Angelus. And every now and then he would bring home a small piece of furniture, and I fall in love with it. And I start from there, putting it together, and the very first piece I had built, I carried down to standards, and the lady looked at it, and she sent me back, and she showed me what to do. And when I brought it back, she took it, and it was about 3 weeks then, before that piece sold, because she had took it on consignment. I can't remember the price she had sold it for, but when she told me to bring 2 more pieces, I had felt so glad and so good.
And he says that early success boosted his confidence as a builder, as he specialized at the time in coffee tables, buffets, and hutches. And now he is passing on the baton to his son Pedro to take over and to maintain the age-old traditions of building and restoring antique furniture. And Pedro has already started to establish himself as a very skilled craftsman.
I began my journey into the woodwork basically at, say, around 7, 8 years old, learning under my father. And it was around Christmas time, you know, work would come in, and my dad would have me standing up on top of the workbench to hold down tabletops, right? Because the router would jump into place, so my weight will hold them into place. And my journey began from there.
Pedro adds that his specialty areas include French polishing and turning spindles.
Spindles are turned with a lathe, a big machine. They come in various sizes, but I have a big one here that I could turn from the smallest, because when I was in cadets at St. Leonard's Boys School, I used to turn drumsticks or the major's staffs, right? And me turning spindles, then I could make the biggest thing as 7 foot long. Say 8 square, 9 square, 10 square, 7 foot long.
And he has now earned the reputation as one of the best, if not the best, in the island. He says while the company has a mostly residential clientele, they also offer services to other companies that need to have pieces of furniture fixed, restored, or improved. They are also looking to get into the export market in the region and beyond.
Like create beds, I do chairs, dining sets, the whole living room, Burberry's chairs I do, which are antique pieces from the 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th century. I also do 21st century furniture also.
And so it was now time for me to get down to some creativity and learn a few new skills, because I must confess, I was just an average woodwork student at the Aline School. But with the benefit of the experience of the father and son team to guide me, I was actually pretty good by their account, as I tried my hand at some French polishing and some planing. Not a bad job if I do say so myself. Meanwhile, the elder Skeet also shared his views about the high quality of wood that can actually be sourced right here in Barbados to build furniture.
There is quite a number of wood in Barbados. I have discovered from the old timers that is very good. Almond, Pride of India, cordial, fustic, and also the tree you call the bay leaf tree. That produces a very good wood. And I find by working small pieces of almond, it is one of the most beautiful wood around that you would have come across.
and we wish them well, and we certainly hope that they'll continue to keep the traditions alive. But that's it for this week's edition of Minding Your Business. Now, if you'd like to get in contact with Skeet and Son Workshop, just give them a call at 427-6538 or 263-4358 or email skeets16@hotmail.com. And also remember, for all your loan needs, whether small business or personal loans, just give the BWU Cooperative Credit Union a call at 436-5620 or email info@bwuccu.com.
Minding Your Business, with the kind compliments of the Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union Limited, who remind you to save smart and borrow smarter.